It's Sunday. The sun is shining. West Ham have got 3 points, and it's a bank holiday weekend. I mean, honestly, it is beautiful, isn't it? When West Ham winning, it just does something, doesn't it, to your life? It really does. It really lifts things up. So no, I'm much like yourselves, probably like feeling pretty good this morning after that result. Also, we'll come to the game in a second. I mean, I think it was just exactly what we needed. You know, we talked about it on the preview on video for that. You know, talking about how because of the fixtures, you know, next obviously got Man City at home, very tough fixture. Obviously, a completely different challenge for West Ham, but so it really did feel like, although it was game week 2, that this was important. We needed to get off the mark, and I wasn't really confident. I wasn't going into the game thinking, well, you know, yeah, 3 points, here we go. But there was sort of like a little bit of optimism there. We might get something, but I know, obviously, delighted. Really am this morning. Really, really pleased. So we'll go through it then the day, really, in terms of how it sort of unfolded. I've got to be honest, I don't know whether you'll feel the same. I'm pretty sure you will, because there's quite, going online, and the vast majority of West Ham fans, it was very deflating to see that lineup unchanged, of course, against Aston Villa. I was really deflated. It just took the wind out of my sails completely, because I've got to be honest, right? I woke up on Saturday morning, I don't know, but I woke up with this feeling of like, we're going to get something today. I just had this confident feeling about myself. I thought, you know what, we might get something. We might even get a result. Do you know what I mean? I really had this sort of belief. And then X provided the update of, the lineup. And my God, that was just so deflating. You see Sue Fowl back in there, Antonio's leading the line again, which I just felt these were changes we just didn't, they needed to be made. And again, you see that bench and you look at it thinking, come on, we want to see these players starting. So, yeah, very deflated. However, I will say it's great to see Edson Alvarez, of course, on the bench. His return's been brilliant. I talked about in a video, actually in the build-up to it, the preview, saying that I didn't think that Alvarez would be involved. Although it had been reported that he would be, I just couldn't see how he would be. Do you know what I mean? Because of the fact that it was quite a serious injury. We knew he hadn't been training much. I just didn't see it happening. But no, it was the case, and he was in the squad, which was great to see. There was a bit of a change, though. Although it was a starting 11 that we saw, which was, as I say, a bit deflating when start the game ahead of the match. Then I was a little bit anxious about it. I was worried about our midfield. I've got to be honest. That was the area I was more worried about. Because it just felt like when you go back to the Villa game, that we were overrun quite a fair bit. I just couldn't see the balance there, and the fact we were starting again with the same midfield, it was concerning. But I did actually think it was different. He did change it, having Paqueta playing that deeper role. It actually worked well. I thought he fitted in quite. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't. You didn't watch it and think that's it. We're set, and you can see it's perfect. But there was a definite improvement there, and I think actually Paqueta actually suited that role better. In my lineup for the game, I had Paqueta out on the left, and a lot of people said to me, "No, I want Paqueta playing in midfield." I've always been a little bit anxious about that. I know that's where he plays for Brazil a fair bit, a bit of a deeper midfield role. But I was still a bit anxious about it. I was concerned, but more because of his discipline. Do you know what I mean with Paqueta? He's one of those players. It's hard to say to him, "Stay there. This is your man. Don't move." Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult. He's going to go wandering, and I think in that area of the pitch, that's quite concerning. But I actually thought we did a good job overall. Paqueta, he looked good, so that was really, really pleasing as well. And I thought that him and Rodriguez, they suited each other. Actually, it worked quite well. I think there's encouraging signs there for that midfield. First half, I actually thought I enjoyed the first half. It was, if you're a neutral, obviously I'm not, but as a neutral, I thought it was a good game. I thought this is pretty competitive, and I thought West Ham looked miles better than where we were against Aston Villa. We looked more settled. As I say, I wouldn't say it was an outstanding performance. It wasn't like I come off the pitch and I thought, wow, I'm blown away. But I watched that and thought this team looks more settled down. This team looks like they understand each other a bit better. And I was actually quite impressed, considering the lineup. Do you know what I mean? It filled me a little bit more confidence, because when I saw that lineup, I thought I could just see us losing the game. I've got to be honest, my heart sunk, and I thought we're going to lose this game. People are going to be on Lopetegui's back straight away. We're going to probably end up losing to Man City. All these thoughts go through your mind, don't they? Do you know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I played the take forward in my mind. And I'm thinking, oh God, do you know what I mean? This is going to be a crappy weekend. We've got all this pressure already early on the season. We don't need it. But that first half performance with the same team it looked good. I thought it was okay. I mean, as I say, please don't think I'm saying that I was buzzing at half time, but I just thought, okay, I'm seeing signs here that this team's a bit more settled. But Palace were in the game. They were playing quite a counter-attack system against us. And it was dangerous. It was quite effective, actually. I felt that Wharton, his passing is outstanding. He's got very good vision. He's a great player for Palace, and his distribution was causing us issues. And he was mainly going for Eze most of the time. But I felt that they looked quite dangerous at Palace on the break, and that was a little bit of a concern. There was a couple of times that Areola was called into action, and he pulled off one very good save against Eze when he broke through. And he saved it with his foot. But we I wouldn't say we rode our luck. I don't think that's a fair comment. We didn't ride our luck. We were well in the game. We had our chances too. Antonio came close to heading in off. Kind of like a deflected ball. It went in his path, and he should have done a bit better with it. I'm going to say he done a bit better. He couldn't have done too much more, I guess. But if he'd been slightly in a better position, he would have tucked it away. So we did have our chances as well. Kudus as well had a chance where he had sort of two efforts. He had a shot at the goal. It was blocked. It came back, and he hit it with his right foot. It looked like it was going to the bottom corner. It just sort of scraped the post. So as I say, although it was 0-0 at half time, it was an encouraging 0-0. Do you know what I mean? You thought there's goals in this game. We're up for it. But Palace were in it as well. So it wasn't as if I wasn't comfortable. I was nervous. But no, I thought it was a much improved performance. I was feeling a bit happier. And then you look at the bench, and you just know that Lopetegui was going to eventually make some changes. And that was quite exciting. And my feeling was, to be honest, not to sound like, I had the crystal ball and it was going, but I felt that would be a big difference for us. If we make the changes, then we could go on and win this game, because we got the quality on the bench that Palace just didn't possess, in that game. So I was feeling a little bit more optimistic. I thought we can nick this, you never know. And then it did happen. We made changes. He didn't start the half of the change. He started the second half of the first, the same team, but then he rung the changes in bringing on Fulkrug for Mikel Antonio. He took off Soufal then for Aaron Wan-Bissaka to make his West Ham debut. Immediate impact from these two. I've got to say, I want to talk about both actually. I thought that Wan-Bissaka just offers us so much more on that in that right back position in terms of he's a very good defender. He's fast and he stays with his man. And I like the spider thing. You sort of see he's big, he's commanding, he gets involved. He's really a difficult player to play against. And I'll tell you what. You could see that he's a Premier League player. Do you know what I mean? You can see you've signed kind of like a complete player straight away, because he settled straight into the side. He looked comfortable. He didn't look anxious at all, or he settled in immediately. And I was really pleased to see that. And then, of course, you see his ability going forward with the ball. And he was just causing them problems straight away. And I was delighted. You know what I mean? Buzzing to see him play. I mean, that position is, no disrespect to Soufal. He's a great player for West Ham. I'm not knocking him at all. And he's still got a lot to offer this club. Absolutely. I don't want to be seeing him go at all. But Wan-Bissaka's a step up. I mean, you can see it pretty quickly. This guy is a very good player. So really, really pleasing to see. And then Fulkrug came on for Antonio. Again, no disrespect to Antonio, he's still got a big role to play at West Ham, but again, a step up. You know what I mean? He's quicker than I expect him to be as well, Fulkrug. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a big guy, but he can he's got a fair bit of pace about him, but his hold-up play is excellent. He's better than Antonio, I felt. It just made a difference. Straight away, you felt we stepped up a gear. He again holds up the ball lovely, his passing's lovely, and he was causing them problems. You could see their backline was struggling with him. And do you know what? With West Ham over the years, when we talk about our striker acquisitions, and I've bloody moaned about it enough of an eye on this channel, in terms of us recruiting strikers, which has been crap over the years, hasn't it? We always seem to get it wrong. We never get the right guy. Not that we get get bad players in, we get great players in, just don't fit our system. Fulkrug feels different. I'm looking at him thinking he can run the line. He can play that role. He's good at that. He can hold up the ball. He can bring players into the game. He's dangerous. He's got a bit of pace about him. I'm looking at him thinking this guy this could be what we've all been looking for so long. It's just a shame of his age, isn't it? You know what I mean? He was a bit younger. But I'm not complaining. I was delighted with his impacts. I thought he was really good. And then we go and score. I think it's 67th minute. We go and go 1-0 up, and it was through Thomas Souček getting the goal. It was a bit of a funny goal. I mean, it basically came from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka created the goal. picked the ball up in his defensive line, in the back line, when he picked it up on the right-hand side. And he just breaks down the right-hand side. He takes a challenge comfortably. Do you know what I mean? He does get a bit clattered. He deals with it, keeps going, lays the ball in lovely to Jared Bowen, who I actually thought was pretty quiet, actually, for his standards. But this is what you get with Bowen, isn't it? You know, that quality. He doesn't have to be having the best game of his life. You just know that he'll be there when it matters. And he was. He carried the ball in. If the ball came across to Paqueta, who I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to shoot, but he tries to hit with his left boot, but he totally mishits it. And we get a bit fortunate. It comes back to us, and it falls back into the path of. It goes back to Fulkrog. It then goes back to Thomas Souček, who sort of it takes a deflection, I believe, hits it with his left boot, and it goes flying in the middle of the goal. It was brilliant. Exactly what we needed. And I don't know about you, but once that went in, I felt that we were going to go on and win the game, even though it was only 1-0. I had a fair bit of confidence about us then. I felt that because we'd made those changes, our game had improved. We then went 1-up. We just think we're going to go and win this, and we did. Only like a few minutes later, it's 4 minutes later, we then go and make it 2-0, thanks to Jared Bowen. Stunning goal. And I've got to say, I'm going to come to him in a minute, Kilman, but he was outstanding with this goal. I mean, he picks the ball up beautifully. He basically dispossesses Eze. And Eze's then trying to get him, but he actually reminded me of Declan Rice. You know what I mean? The way he carried that ball, comfortably carried it. He overrides a challenge. And basically, you see Bowen pointing, saying, I want the ball here, I want the ball here. Not only does he see the shout, which is great. Bear in mind, he's a centre-back. He sees the shout from quite a distance, and he lays this pass, and it's stunning. It couldn't have been better. Like, pinpoint accuracy, beautiful pass into the path of Jared Bowen. I mean, really top draw again. I got that feeling of that reminded me of Declan Rice. It was that quality. Like Declan obviously he's very good distributing the ball as well, and I just felt that that's what we had there. Not saying he's same as Declan Rice, but you know what I mean. You saw that and thought, wow, this is a good player. And I was saying, I'm going to come to him again in a minute when we wrap this up in terms of the game. But lays into Bowen. He comes in, cuts inside on his left, and just fires his beautiful shot into the bottom right-hand corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. And 2-0 West Ham. I felt it was game over then. You could see that Palace were deflated. They did have their chances, though. It wasn't as if we were comfortable. But West Ham effectively then started to sit back. And I was happy with that. I thought our game management was perfect. I thought Lopetegui got it absolutely spot on. I thought he got his sub spot on. He made a couple of more changes after that as well, just to settle us down a little bit. And we just comfortably saw the game out, really. I mean, as I say, Palace had a couple of half chances. I think they did hit the post, but it wasn't much in it, really. It was a little bit of a, it was nothing much to it. I mean, it would have been a bit fortunate. But look, as I say, it wasn't a perfect, it wasn't amazing. I didn't come off going, wow, we absolutely smashed it. But we deserved that win, though. I would say that. I felt we deserved it overall. I thought the first half was very even. I thought the second half we were a better side. And to keep a clean sheet, of course, as well. 2 goals away from home. It just lifts the mood, it lifts the confidence, and it takes away that pressure now for the first points of the season. Of course, coming off the back of a home defeat, it's always a tough one to take, especially under a new regime, new manager, players, etc. It was a bit deflating. So it feels like we put that to bed quickly, got the 3 points, and it's now we can start looking forward. Of course, we're ahead of Man City as well. We've got Bournemouth, haven't we, in the League Cup in the week? So that gives us an opportunity, really, doesn't it, to get another victory, lift the mood even further, get the confidence levels up ahead of Man City. And look, you just don't know with us, do you? A couple of points I want to make on the game, though, as well. A couple of, as I said, I want to touch on Max Kilman. I'm really, really impressed with him, actually. I've got to be honest. When we signed Kilman, there was a lot of talk that we'd overpaid. There was a lot of quarters from Wolves fans that felt that we'd been mugged off a little bit. And I've got to be honest. I'm going to be pretty honest. It raised my concerns. It shouldn't, but it does. But I'll tell you why, because you should listen to other fans. Fans are, the lifeblood of clubs. They know what they're talking about generally. They know. The consensus was that we'd overpaid for Kilman. He'd struggle and all these leadership issues, all these things I've heard. I did a video a few weeks ago with Dave from Wolves Fan TV, and he was actually very complimentary of Kilman, said we'd signed a very, very good player. So that sort of raised my confidence levels more. But I've got to admit, I thought, I hope he settles down all right, but I thought he was outstanding yesterday. I really do. I think he was the best out of our players, really. He was exceptionally good. Very, very good performance, very solid, looks comfortable, looks confident. And as I say, and that goal he created for Jared Bowen, it was exceptional. I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, go and check the highlights out. It's on the official sites everywhere. But yeah, brilliant goal it was, and really well played from Max Kilman. I was really delighted with him. And of course, another really big positive was seeing Edson Alvarez back, not only in the squad, but he came on. He actually made a difference. I felt that he, as I say, when I talk about Lopetegui making those changes after we went 2-0 up, that was one of them, bringing Edson Alvarez on. And I felt that actually did help our midfield. It settled the game down a bit for us, and we saw it out quite well. So, look, really, really good day. I'm absolutely buzzing. Look, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. This is a good time, and it's lovely to get a result ahead of a very tough fixture next in the Premier League. Of course, it's Man City. That's going to be a very big challenge for us against the side that look hungry again, don't they? City, they've started to hit the ground running, and so it's going to be a very tough game for us. But I'll tell you what, as I say, if West Ham can now go and get a result against Bournemouth in the League Cup, which would be nice in the week. Of course, we want to take these. We haven't got Europe. We've got to take domestic cups very seriously. So I'm sure we will take it seriously, of course. It's not going to be easy. Games are, of course, especially against Premier League opposition. But it gives us an opportunity. It's at home. If we can lift them, keep the mode up, keep the confidence levels going up ahead of Man City, then you just don't know, do you? But yeah, look, brilliant day. I'm absolutely buzzing, as you can tell. Looking forward now to watching some football. It's something about West Ham winning, right? Not only does it lift your mood, but it makes you want to watch more football. Do you know what I mean? When West Ham lose, don't get me wrong, I still watch football, but I always watch it sort of like, oh yeah, I'll keep an eye on it, I'll watch it. But I'm not desperate to watch football. When we win, I just can't wait. So yeah, enjoy your Sunday and enjoy the bank holiday weekend. Come on, you irons.